Well, let me read this headline as if it were a multiple choice question. You tell me which one is accurate. According to express.co.uk, child migrant guilty of raping boy 5 after arriving in the United Kingdom is handed, here are your multiple choices. A jail sentence, B, a deportation order, or C, a rehabilitation order. Those are your options. What do you think actually happened? Was this guy sent to jail, sentenced to jail? Was he deported because of because he raped a little 5-year-old boy? Or was he given a slap on the wrist? The answer, of course, is, as you probably guessed, rehabilitation order. He gets a slap on the wrist. Let's read the first sentence here, maybe the first 1 or 2 sentences. It says a 15-year-old migrant who raped a 5-year-old boy in the victim's bathroom said he would break him into pieces, has been handed a rehabilitation order. The next sentence reads like this. It reads thusly. The teen, who cannot be named for legal reasons, told the boy to perform a sex act on him just months after arriving in the UK from Europe to be with his father. I got a question for you. Where did he learn this behavior? Did he learn it in Saudi Arabia, in Iran, Iraq, wherever he came from? Or did he learn it after he arrived in Europe? I'm guessing, just guessing, this is part of the culture that he's accustomed to in his home country. You know, the thing about this is, folks, we are being told, now keep in mind, I don't just report stories. I look for stories that are important, but then we also talk about things that we take away from them, implications and insights. But we need to understand when these so-called immigrants, asylum seekers, Islamic insurgents come into Western Europe and the United States, we are told that they are fleeing from some kind of oppression. So we welcome them with open arms because they're cute little kids with big brown eyes. What we do not realize is these Islamic insurgents are not fleeing from their culture. They are bringing their culture with them. They can't flee from it because they are their culture. We just move it from the Middle East to Europe, or in some cases to the United States or Canada or Australia. He threatened the 5-year-old boy not to tell anyone and then started crying in a bedroom immediately after committing the rape. Poor kid. Geez, I feel sorry for him. The victim told his mom about the day after the attack in Derby on October 30th last year, and the 15-year-old was arrested. A couple thoughts come to mind. Number one, how many times does this occur? And the victim never says anything. How many of these thugs get away with this? Now, you know, I'm thinking back when I was 5 years old. Do you remember being 5 years old? I was 5 years old almost 60 years ago, but I can still remember. I can remember what it was like, but I can't even begin to imagine what it would be like to endure what this little boy had to go through. He is scarred for life. He is imprisoned for life in his mind. The psychological scars will never, ever, ever, ever go away. Who is complicit with this? Who is guilty of attacking this little boy? You say, well, the 15-year-old. Well, I'll tell you who else is. These globalist politicians in Britain, in Europe, say Angela Merkel. These are the people. What's that guy's name in Britain? I can't think. Corbyn, is that correct? If you're from Britain, Jeremy Corbyn comes to mind. If I'm not correct and you're from Britain, you may want to say something in the comment section below. But folks, these globalist left-wing lunatics, Marxists, are as complicit in this crime as the 15-year-old who committed it. There's another takeaway. Let's read 1 or 2 more sentences and we'll close this thing out. This is absolutely disgusting. But again, this happens all the time. This just happens to be the one where the little boy had the courage to tell his mother. A Derbyshire youth court on Friday. The 15-year-old admitted rape and was given 3-year youth rehabilitation. Sentencing, I don't know what the options were. I don't know if this kid could have been put in jail because I don't know what British law is. I don't know if he could have been deported. But my guess is this judge probably could have put this kid away and sent a message to all the other little thugs that are, when you have an average IQ of 85 or under, sometimes they just don't learn even after they know the consequences because they just don't have that intellectual capacity. Anywho, sentencing, and then it gives the judge's name. This was a very unpleasant offense. I just love the way that British people understate things. So he's forgivable for saying this because that's part of their culture. This was a very unpleasant offense against a young boy, and experts will want to work with you to ensure this will never be repeated again. Okay, think of me as an expert. Here's how you make sure this never happens again without killing the attacker. Deport him. Do not let him come back in the country. I think it may be inhumane and extreme to brand the guy's forehead. But that would work. I'm not suggesting it. I'm just saying that would work. Brand him, send him out of the country. He ain't coming back. There's a reason why these people do this in the Middle East. It's because they do not have the capability as societies to deal with it. So it's part of their culture. There are a number of troubling issues I've read about in your background. This is a quote from the judge, by the way, and he's talking to the offender. And if I was sentencing an adult for an offense as serious as this, they would receive a substantial period in prison. So my guess is that the judge could not sentence this kid to prison because he was not an adult. But I don't know that, so I'm still guessing. Maybe he could have, but decided, he's a kid. Let's let him off this time. What do you think? Do you think this 15-year-old's going to show up in court again? Do you think he's going to commit this crime again and get away with it multiple times before he's finally caught again? That would be my guess. I'd like to hear your comments, so what do you have to think about this? Put your comments in the comment section below. That's why they call it a comment section. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel, thousands of people are joining. Be sure that you click the button in the lower right-hand corner that says subscribe. That's what it's there for. Underneath the video is another button that says share, so you can share this video while you're thinking of it on social media. So give us a thumbs up, give us a thumbs down. If you don't like me, I don't care, because thumbs up or thumbs down, it still helps because it tells YouTube that people are interacting with the channel. But I really like the thumbs up because it looks better.
Click the red button to subscribe.